I'm sorry I couldn't save them.
No, don't leave me! Please!
Garrett Stone had always ridden alone through the wild Bitterroot country, a quiet man who preferred the company of his horse to the noise of any frontier town or the judgments of its people. One autumn afternoon, while trailing a stray steer near the canyon of the Whispering Pines, he heard the sharp crack of gunfire that echoed like thunder through the ancient towering rock walls all around him. He spurred his horse forward and rounded a bend to witness a scene of horror. A band of ruthless scalp hunters had ambushed a small Apache camp, leaving several warriors dead and the women and children cowering in utter terror. In the chaos, Garrett saw a young Apache woman, regal and fierce, standing protectively over an elderly man, the chief, while a burly outlaw raised his rifle to shoot her at point blank range without a shred of mercy. Without a single heartbeat of hesitation, Garrett dug his heels into his horse's flanks, charging straight into the line of fire, and threw himself between the girl and the gunman just as the bullets began to fly and tear through the air. Before you discover the astonishing twist that left the entire territory completely speechless and redefined the very meaning of honor, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a story from Weston Taylor's Official. The outlaw's rifle spat lead, and Garrett felt the searing impact of 5 separate bullets tearing through his shoulder, his side, and his leg. But he did not fall until he had emptied his own revolver into the attackers and dropped 3 of them where they stood. The remaining scalp hunters fled in panic, and Garrett collapsed in a bloody heap at the feet of the young woman, whose dark eyes widened with a mixture of shock and profound wonder at the stranger who had sacrificed himself so completely for her. She knelt beside him immediately, pressing her hands against his wounds to stem the terrible bleeding, while her father, Chief Nanton, though wounded himself, barked urgent orders for the remaining warriors to carry the dying white man back to their hidden village. For 3 agonizing days, Garrett hovered between life and death in a tipi, his body burning with an unrelenting fever, while the chief's daughter, whose name was Ayana, brewed poultices of sage and yucca root and sang ancient healing songs over his broken form. The tribe was deeply divided. Some elders believed the white man should be left to die for the sins of his people, but Ayana refused to leave his side, declaring that a man who would take 5 bullets for a stranger possessed a spirit worthy of the highest honor they could bestow. On the 4th morning, Garrett's fever finally broke, and he opened his eyes to the soft glow of firelight, the scent of cedar smoke, and the face of the woman he had saved, her long black hair falling around him like a curtain of the finest silk. He tried to speak, but she placed a gentle finger to his lips and whispered in her own tongue that he was safe now, and then, in halting English she had learned from a missionary, added, "You are a brave fool, but I am grateful beyond words." Over the weeks that followed, as Garrett slowly regained his strength, he learned the rhythms of Apache life, the dawn prayers, the profound respect for the land, and the deep, unbreakable bonds of family that held the tribe together despite the countless tragedies they had endured. Ayana stayed by him constantly, teaching him the names of healing plants and the stories of her ancestors. And Garrett found himself captivated not just by her beauty, but by her fierce intelligence and the quiet sadness in her eyes that spoke of losses he could not begin to understand. He learned that the scalp hunters had been hired by a corrupt Indian agent who wanted to force the tribe onto a barren reservation, and that Ayana's own mother had been killed by similar men just 1 year before, leaving a wound that had not yet even begun to heal. One evening, as they sat beneath a canopy of countless stars, Garrett confessed that he had no family waiting for him back in the settlements, just a rundown ranch and a lifetime of loneliness that he had never known how to fill until he stumbled into that fateful canyon. Ayana took his hand in hers, the same hand that had fired the gun to save her, and told him that among her people, it was believed that a life saved created a bond that could never be severed, a thread connecting 2 souls for all eternity. Chief Nanton, who had been watching the growing affection between his daughter and the white man, with a wise and infinitely patient gaze, summoned Garrett to the council fire and asked him what he intended to do now that his wounds had finally healed enough for him to travel. Garrett looked at the chief, then at Ayanna standing quietly in the shadows, and he answered with a voice thick with emotion that he had never intended to find a home in the heart of an Apache village, but now he could not imagine leaving either of them behind. The chief nodded slowly, and then he said something that shocked every member of the tribe into stunned, breathless silence. "You have proven your heart with blood and sacrifice. So, if my daughter is willing, I will give you my blessing to take her as your wife, uniting all worlds in peace." Ayanna stepped forward, her eyes glistening with tears of joy, and she declared in front of the entire village that she would proudly go with Garrett, not as a captive or a conquest, but as an equal partner who had chosen him as freely as he had chosen to shield her body with his own. The tribe erupted in a mixture of gasps and murmurs, for no Apache chief had ever willingly given his daughter to an outsider. But Chief Nanton raised his hand and silenced them, declaring that true honor recognized no boundary of race or blood, only the content of a warrior's heart. When the news spread to the nearby settlements, the reaction was even more explosive. The town of Dry Springs buzzed with utter disbelief that Garrett Stone, the solitary rancher, had not only survived 5 bullet wounds, but was returning with an Apache bride and the full blessing of her powerful chief. Some of the townsfolk were scandalized, muttering that he had gone native or lost his mind, but others, including the town marshal and the preacher, saw the undeniable love and courage in the couple and welcomed them with a cautious but genuine respect that grew deeper over time. Garrett brought Ayanna to his small ranch, which she immediately began to transform with colorful blankets, healing herbs, and a garden that blended the best of Apache wisdom with the hardy crops of the frontier, making it a place of beauty and peace that no one had ever seen before. Ayanna, in turn, earned the admiration of the neighboring wives when she saved a child from a rattlesnake bite using a traditional remedy, and soon the women of Dry Springs were coming to her for advice on herbs in childbirth, overlooking the differences they had once so greatly feared. Garrett and Ayanna stood before the circuit preacher and had their marriage blessed in both the Christian tradition and the Apache way, with Chief Nanton attending the ceremony in a historic gesture of goodwill that mended many old wounds between the town and the tribe forever. The 5 bullet wounds left scars that Garrett carried for the rest of his life, but every time Ayanna traced them with her gentle fingers, she reminded him that each scar was a mark of honor, a symbol of the day her protector became her beloved and her entire world changed. Together, they raised a son and a daughter, teaching them the languages and traditions of both worlds, and the children grew up to be bridge builders, respected by both the settlers and the Apache as living proof that love could transcend any divide created by fear or hatred. The ranch became a place where travelers from all backgrounds could find rest, and Chief Nanton often visited his grandchildren, sitting on the porch and telling them the old stories, while Garrett listened with a heart full of a profound peace he had never expected to find in this life. If this story of profound sacrifice, impossible love, and a shocking union that redefined an entire frontier community has stirred your spirit, then you belong right here with the Western Tales official family, and we would be deeply honored if you subscribed and joined us around this digital campfire. Please take a moment to share your thoughts in the comments below, because every voice in this community adds another vibrant thread to the tapestry of tales we weave together. And we truly cherish hearing how these legends touch your own hearts and lives. Give this video a heartfelt like if you believe that true courage has no color and that the deepest bonds are forged not by empty words, but by the sacrifices we willingly make for those we have only just met and already know we must protect. And do not forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss another legendary Western tale, because we bring you stories of grit, grace, and unexpected love straight from the heart of the untamed frontier every single week without fail. Until next time, remember that the most powerful weapons in the world are not guns or bullets, but the love that drives a man to shield a stranger, and the honor that recognizes a shared humanity beyond all boundaries of blood, tribe, or history. Let the story of Garrett and Ayanna be a reminder that even in the darkest canyons of conflict, a single act of selfless courage can blossom into a garden of peace that nourishes generations long after the scars have completely faded from view. From all of us at Western Tales Official, we thank you for riding along today, and we hope this tale continues to echo in your heart like the distant drums of a people who understood that true kinship is measured, not by skin, but by the willingness to lay down one's life for another. Ride on, dear friend, and may your own path be graced with the kind of love that surprises everyone, defies all expectations, and turns a bullet-riddled act of heroism into a lifelong partnership that heals old wounds and builds new bridges across any divide. Take care out there on the frontier of your own existence, and always remember that the most shocking outcomes are often the ones where hate gives way to understanding, and a stranger becomes the most beloved and treasured member of your own heart. Goodbye for now, partner, and may the next story you hear be the one that inspires you to look past prejudice and see the divine spark in every soul you encounter, no matter how different they might seem at first glance, or how wide the gulf between your worlds may appear. Carry the spirit of Garrett Stone and Ayanna with you, and never forget that even 5 bullets cannot stop the power of a courageous heart that chooses love over fear and honor over the easy, tempting path of simply turning a blind eye and riding away. We will be here next time with another unforgettable Western legend, so keep your campfire burning bright and your subscription button firmly pressed, because you are now part of a community that values the old stories and the timeless truths they so beautifully carry forward. Thank you for your likes, your comments, and your unwavering support. Every single interaction you make helps us keep these frontier fires alive and ensures that the tales of the West continue to be told with passion and integrity for generations yet to come. Until our next ride together, may the Great Spirit, by whatever name you call the divine, bless you with the same courage, compassion, and unexpected joy that transformed the lonely, blood-soaked canyon into the sacred birthplace of a legendary and enduring love story. Remember, the West wasn't just won by guns and gold. It was built by hearts that dared to bridge impossible gaps. And your own life can be just as remarkable and world-changing if you let it be guided by those same principles of sacrifice and unwavering loyalty. So hold your loved ones close, extend a hand to those who are different, and never underestimate the power of a single moment of bravery to rewrite your entire destiny and leave the world around you completely and utterly amazed at what love can accomplish. We are deeply grateful for your presence here today, and we look forward to sharing many more tales of the wild frontier that will make you laugh, cry, and believe in the extraordinary and limitless power of the resilient human spirit. If you have a story request or a Western legend you'd like us to explore, drop it in the comments, because this channel is not just mine. It belongs to all of us who love the haunting beauty and raw, unfiltered honesty of the old frontier and its many voices. Good night, cowboys and cowgirls, and may your dreams be filled with the scent of sage, the sound of a distant guitar, and the comforting knowledge that somewhere out there, a new legend is waiting to be born just for you and for those you hold most dear. As the years rolled on, the grave of Garrett Stone and his beloved Ayanna became a place of pilgrimage for both settlers and Apache, who came together to honor a love that had turned a canyon of death into a valley of lasting, fruitful peace. And so the legend of the man who took 5 bullets for the chief's daughter spread far beyond the mountains, teaching every generation that true valor does not see the color of a face, but feels the beat of a heart that calls out for protection in a moment of desperate need. From this very channel, we commit to sharing more stories that bridge divides and celebrate the unbreakable bonds of love and honor. So if you believe in this mission, please like, comment, and share this video with someone who desperately needs to hear its message today. Until next time, dear friend, may your own story be one of profound courage, and may you never hesitate to take a bullet of kindness for a stranger, because you never know when that stranger might become the most important and beloved person in your entire life. Ride on with a heart full of hope, and remember that the West is still wild enough for miracles. And the greatest of these is always the love that blooms between two souls who were never supposed to meet.